Hi everyone, it's Christy Gray and this is my dad Steve Gray. He is a loan officer with Wells Fargo and he's been in the business for about 30 years. This is video 3 of our interview with a loan officer series, and today he's going to be talking a little bit about down payment, so how much is required to put down before buying a property and some sources where that money might come from.
Thanks, Christy. Down payment is usually required when you're purchasing a property. The one key exception is if you happen to be a military person or have military past experience, you may be eligible for a VA loan, which is a government loan program that allows you to buy without a down payment. But for most people, a down payment is going to be something that they need to come up with in order to be able to purchase property. Now, a lot of people think that you need 20% as a down payment in order to be approved for financing, and that is not true. 20% down will allow you to avoid having mortgage insurance, which is an extra expense that you'd like to avoid if you can, but there are down payment programs available with as little as 3.5% down. So if you're looking at a $300,000 property, about $10,500 is going to be the down payment that would be required to purchase the property. Now, closing costs are an additional expense that has to be accounted for when you buy a property, but the closing costs can be paid for by you, or it can be paid for by the seller, or it can be paid for by the lender. So there are different options and ways to deal with down payment. Now, where do people come up with a down payment source? If you don't happen to have that money saved in your bank account, the most common way, especially for first-time home buyers, is a family gift. So if your parents or a relative is willing to gift you the money for a down payment, you're golden. That is an acceptable source of down payment money. Other than that, some people have retirement accounts that they can tap into. Your 401k or your IRA or your retirement account at work oftentimes will allow you to tap into it so that you can use that money for a down payment. Beyond that, there are certain grants and gifts that are available from the government that might allow you to purchase a property with no money down. Those are fairly restrictive in the income that you have. You need to be within a certain income limit. You have to purchase a property in a certain part of town. So they're not going to work everywhere and every time, but that might be something to look into as well. When you have your down payment accumulated, or talk to your loan officer to figure out what sources of money you have available to go with, then you're ready to go forward with the home buying process.